Next, Pierre Geiger, who is the sales director at e-bot7. Before that, he worked for one of the leading providers of online identification with a focus on mobility service providers, financial companies, and insurance companies. He looks back on many years of experience in B2B software sales and account management for medium-sized businesses and global corporations. Pierre's other interests are sales excellence, process optimization, and corporate strategy. So Pierre, welcome. It's good to see you. Talk to you again. Why don't you show us your magic?
I will do, Jeff. Thank you very much. So I will also share my screen shortly. Please give me a second for this. And I hope you already see it.
Looks like it's queuing.
It's queuing. And give me another second, please.
There you go.
Yeah, perfect. Awesome. So, Jeff, thank you very much. I'm happy to be part of this event today. So thank you very much for hosting it. Hello, everyone. My name is Pierre, as Jeff just said. I'm supporting companies to provide excellent customer service. And thank you also very much, Mark, to really give a perfect intro in the whole conversational AI topic. I want to pick up on the differentiator topic, or the differentiator part, as you just said. And I think that conversational AI can also cause that people compare companies more and more. And this is why we, and also me, is thinking that customer service is helping to give back an USP to certain companies. So shortly to myself, before supporting e-bot7, I had the chance to drive one of today's most interesting topics to boost customer satisfaction. So you surely all know this topic. It is the digital customer onboarding and identification via Know Your Customer systems, so KYC systems. So having worked in many projects in the automotive, fintech, and insurance sector, I gathered a lot of experience in developing smooth and digital onboarding processes to convert prospects into customers. An even bigger topic, however, is to keep the prospects and customers satisfied at any time, as just mentioned by Mark. One of the parts to achieve that is to provide an outstanding customer service. 5 years ago, our founders, Xavier, Fabian, and Max, decided to optimize the customer service world by bringing more excellence into the customer service processes. They knew that companies do have a huge number of recurring questions every day, and the idea was to develop software to help customer service agents with automatically answering these recurring questions. They additionally realized that a part of the whole digitization is also that people can compare companies and their products more easily. So as you all know, for example, having an innovative product as the main competitive advantage is not enough anymore. Today, there are several factors which are influencing customers to buy your product or decide for your solutions. I believe that one of the most important factors of successful companies today is customer satisfaction. And I think not only an easy digital onboarding experience, but also constantly delivering excellence in customer service is crucial for this. Maybe you also know Shep Hyken as best-selling author and one of the experts regarding customer service. He says, 10 years ago, customer service was appreciated. Today, it's expected. Also, Zendesk, a very well-known software company in the customer service world, they say 82% of consumers have stopped doing business with a company because of bad customer service. And to be honest, I'm one of them. A lot of new software is arising every day. Sometimes they are easy to understand. Sometimes they're very complex. Also, the word artificial intelligence, so AI, is often used as a huge buzzword to show how innovative a company is or wants to be. Of course, e-bot7 also uses AI, different other technologies, but only if it really makes sense. Sometimes it is still better to get supported by a real customer service agent, just also as Mark said. So you see, thank you very much, Mark, for this perfect intro. We want that companies are able to focus on their main activities instead of trying to navigate through the jungle of new software and technologies which arise on an everyday basis. Therefore, we are highly dedicated to consult and support businesses on this journey to furtherly optimize their customer service. We not only identify ideal use cases in a company, but also implement the software, train your employees, and seamlessly integrate into existing IT landscape. As just said, we want to be a long-term partner for businesses, and therefore our customer success managers make sure you hit your set goals. To summarize, we help to look for what is already there. We listen, we talk about your pain points and see where we can enable you based on our experience. Our conversational AI platform builds the foundation for all of this. This platform automates requests through channels like Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, web chat, and so on and so forth, and uses artificial intelligence, machine learning, and NLP, so natural language processing, too. Using this platform leads directly to an increase of customer satisfaction and the efficiency in customer service. This is what we observed. And what I want to really emphasize about it is the easiness. The business owns and maintains the product and is in full control of this AI. It's a no-code platform, what we offer here. So no IT department required to run it, as surely everybody of the companies know that IT resources are very rarely today. Also, there's a real low effort needed for knowledge management. One database, low maintenance, and self-learning. And it's also very scalable. Connections to third-party systems via API and webhooks are possible. And if you want to use the platform for 100 or thousands of requests every day, we support you. That's the topic Mark said. It's about scalability. This really helps. To show you what can be possible with our conversational AI platform from e-bot7, I brought an example of the largest public transportation company in Germany and one of our bigger clients. It's called Deutsche Bahn. You see here that they reduced the chat duration by 90%, and at the same time, they increased their automation rate by 69%. Unbelievable figures. Remember, this is a multi-billion-dollar company. So imagine which positive impact these figures have on their business side and on their cost side, of course. As we support companies of every size and in various industries, as you see here, we gathered really a vast experience in such conversational AI projects. And we're really happy to help or jump into a call and see where this leads. I would say, Jeff, that's it from my side. I wanted to give you a short overview about the whole topic. Giving back to you and open for questions, of course.
Thank you. Thank you, Pierre. That was great. You know, one of the things that they certainly talk about on our side is the differences between a chatbot and conversational AI. I think too many people, it's a bit of a stickler for me, much the same way people conflate AI with machine learning. You know, a chatbot and conversational AI, true AI, are different. Your thoughts? Jeff.
Absolutely. You're completely right. Perfect that you bring up this question. As just also Mark elaborated shortly about this, this is really a good question because The legacy chatbots, I would call them personally, they were good. They were easy to build as they only react on predefined instructions or questions. So the answers are also already specified in advance with chatbots. However, conversational AI enables people to communicate with systems, websites, devices in their own language. So it doesn't matter which language in the world. It doesn't matter which time in the day. Is it midnight? Is it lunchtime? They don't care, the conversational AI bots. Conversational AI goes far beyond the question and answer game of a simple chatbot. It's real dialogues. And that's the important thing about it, I would say.
Yeah, real dialogue, right? Like real conversations. No, I am seeing some people in the room raising their hand. I'm having difficulty acknowledging those folks. So if you do have there's a question. I think it's probably the individual who raised their hand. Jeffrey Castleman says, I've heard more than once that in the vast sea of fast emerging disruptive technologies, there is AI and everything else falls in line underneath it. Please comment on this. Thank you, Jeffrey.
That's a good question. Thanks, Jeff, and thanks also, Jeffrey. So AI, as just discussed, is a real huge topic. A lot of people and a lot of companies really use it as a buzzword. But what is it? In general, it's machine learning. Of course, machine learning, you need to feed the data into the bot, into the knowledge base, into the machine learning, and therefore, what can we do with such data, what we feed in? And the AI is the roof of this whole technology, and steers the things we do.
Yeah, absolutely. The way that I like to describe it is the machine learning is that they need constant human interaction. Machine learning is the kindergartner, right?
Yeah, perfect.
As a species, the kindergartner is well above other species on the planet, but it still needs constant human interaction, course correction by the teacher. To AI is the PhD student who goes in with an idea to their counselor. They said, yeah, go for it, and they go and they run with it, and it is that start both as a species far above the rest of the animal kingdom, but in terms of the differences in the interaction that it requires. Ashok K, when it comes to dialoguing, would a voice bot be a better choice against a chat bot? Voice is the most natural mode of communication for humans.
Absolutely right. So of course, voice is very interesting also for us in the future. But at the same time, building a voice bot on top of a really good foundation, namely the conversational AI platform, is way easier as the other way around. So as conversational AI already works really, really good, the next step, the evolutionary step all over the world surely would be setting up the voice on top of that.
Yeah. It's like Minaj from, and I hope I've said your name right, apologies if I did not, Minaj from Pakistan. How is that any different from other offerings like IBM Watson Chat Bots, etc.?
Also a perfect question. Thank you. So, of course, it's no secret that there are many providers of chatbots out there, but only a few of them are capable to provide an easy-to-use conversational AI platform. So as mentioned, the business owns the product, not the IT department. And this brings huge added value directly to the people in their respective departments. So this is the software part. And if you want to compare this with really large players, like for example, IBM, Watson, and so on and so forth, you definitely need more IT resources as with us. Next thing is, at least as interesting as the state-of-the-art software, namely the platform, is the support you get while using it and rolling it out in your whole company. This is what we are really, really good at. And everybody who managed projects in the past will understand that a huge part of the success of a project is also that you got the right people talking to each other.
Ashok also has another question. AI chatbots have been around for 5 to 6 years. What's the future of chatbots? Is voice chatbots taking over the world?
That's also very good. So if voice chatbots are taking over the world, I doubt it so far, but let's see. We would be surprised if so, but I think it definitely plays a role in our everyday interactions with companies, that we will have more chatbots, more conversational AI platforms, more dialogues with not real human people, but maybe with artificial intelligence. And a way of doing that is not only typing in text, but surely also to speak with them really naturally. So times are over, I think, where machines are really sounding like machines. A lot of examples are out there on the internet. You will always see it, that artificial intelligence really sound like human beings today. And I think that will definitely ease one of the other conversations with companies in future.
Right. Paul has a quick question. We've got a couple of minutes left. How do you lead clients to clarifying the objectives of a chatbot initiative? And that's the bigger question I think I was alluding to, is like, what's that next step? Do you have maybe a couple bullets that you can bring us home with for the next couple of minutes?
What's the next step behind conversational AI and chatbots? So of course, if I would know that, that would be great. Surely the management of e-bot7 knows, the senior management. The thing is that I think that we need to really develop the whole conversational AI to 100%, to develop it to work perfectly. It doesn't matter which use case and so on. It doesn't matter where on the globe, on the earth. So, for example, our platform was built to be used on an international level. We currently speak more than 70 languages. A lot of conversational AI platforms don't do that. So maybe the world needs to speed up a little bit and really have this technology ready, and then we can talk about the real next steps.
I've got one last question for you before we move on to our next speaker. 70 languages. How did you, maybe this is too broad for you, how did you model for 70 languages?
Good question. The modeling behind it. No, I definitely know it. We do have a translation layer for that. And it's also AI based, of course. As you know, in the last years, also translations via artificial intelligence really speeded up and now works pretty well. If you imagine, I don't know, 5 years ago or something, with the Google Translator, it was good, absolutely good, but not as good as today, of course, with the different other tools, also Google Translator itself. And this is what we use to really support worldwide languages, currently 70 and plus. And we want to enhance that, of course, in the upcoming weeks and months. And what is also really important to be a global player, I think, is how to implement it. Everybody can use our software as a service, of course, but also on premise. Sometimes this is required in certain areas of the world, for example.
We'll go ahead and leave it there. We're coming up on 40 seconds from our next session. So thank you, Pierre. That was fabulous.
Thank you, Jeff. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you.